Janice Fine, the judge. For Reva Denayeff and Cindy Borden, I gave both honorary, and with one being humorous and one being tragic, I could not decide which one would be the first honorary or the second. They both are equally good poems.
Yeah, good.
Okay.
I'm Reva Denayeff. This title is Afterwards. I can live without memories, begin every day as a new roll of film, each picture fading, blurred, unrecognizable. Can live without visions of his hands tied with gauze, of his thrashing on the bed, crying for the end. Live without thoughts of decisions made too quickly, asking to give him more and more morphine. Without the pain of regret and unrelenting guilt, watching coma freeze out life. I can live without memories, replaying the film, yearning for an absolution I cannot live without.
Cindy Bowden, honorable mention. The title of my poem is Snail Mail Serenade. I think social media is really great, although I've come to it rather late. Still, I long for those days I think were better, when someone took the time to write me a letter, when they would send photos that I could hold. I know, I'm getting old, but I prefer a birthday card to a tweet. The ones my kids used to send were so sweet. People took time to shop for a special card. Is getting to Walmart to buy one so hard? Electronic gadgets have their purpose and place as we try to keep touch while running the race. But let's take a moment to stop and inhale, to pick up the phone instead of email. Let's slow things down instead of rush, rush, rush. Ooh, I just got an extra life in Candy Crush. Gotta go.
Bob Ullman, I have crooked toes.
Is that
Bob Allman, I have crooked toes. Crooked white toes that bend down, not at all like the straight brown toes of kids who grew up on the beach wearing flip-flops every day. I grew up in the South, with toes trained to grow downward in their crookedness over many generations, and shoes that started out much too big and finally became much, much too small before I was given another pair. I wouldn't mind that much having crooked toes born of poor parents, but I resent very much this deformity passed down through the mindless habits of Protestant thriftiness. My parents had crooked toes, and probably as well all their black servants who wore the old shoes handed down from their white masters. I escaped that place and those people a long time ago and put away those values, but my feet still carry the inescapable legacy of their crooked white toes.
Into my cart, John Pelosa.
Into my cart, John Vincent Pelosi. When I found her, barefoot and hungry, scavenging the streets, dirty clothes, dirty face, tired, I wanted to love her so much. I wished I could wash away all her pain, feed her emptiness, fill her ears with soothing arias. The daughter I never had the child I wanted, the one I would have depend upon me. I wanted to love her, though I, myself, carried as much hunger, pain, and dirt as she. I did what I could, had her climb into my cart full of plastic bags, my only earthly possessions, and let her sleep as I pushed it down the street. Ballad of a Young Queen by John Vincent Pelosi. One day a child was born to fate. Her future came when just 14, upon the death of her dear dad. The kingdom gained a young new queen. She now became the magistrate, betrothed to a fine young Marine. He was a very handsome lad who recently had turned 19. Upon her fate she'd meditate. She wondered how she would be seen by countrymen, both mad and glad, to be subjects of a young queen. To fate she must capitulate, though glad she was for young Marine. She greatly missed her dear old dad, but tried her best to be a queen. In time she learned to rule the state, and how to love the young Marine. It really wasn't all that bad. In fact, she loved to be the queen. She had embraced what was her fate, became a mother from young Marine. She often thought of dear old dad and lived a quiet life as queen. Thank you.